All right, so we're talking about Lala Anthony. Lala Anthony says something, and she's asking a question, and I thought let's come here, let's talk about it. Let's see if you guys will have answers for her. Something to the effect of posting a partner on social media. Let's get into it.
Should you post your partner on social media? That was a topic that came up at a dinner I was at, and everybody had different opinions on it. Like, so if you're in a relationship with somebody, should you post them on social media? A lot of guys was like, nah, I'm not gonna post my girl on social media. I don't want everybody in my business. I don't want people to know that. But then the females at the table were saying that the only reason guys don't want to post them is because they don't want other girls to know they're in a relationship. This way, if you don't post your partner, you could still be out there doing your thing. And then a lot of girls said, I don't post my man on social media because I don't want everybody in my business. I want to protect my relationship. That's how things get messy. So, like, should you post your partner on social media or should you not? Also, is there like a deadline? Like, okay, well, we've been dating for 6 months, so now you should post me on social media. Like, what is the time frame? Like, when is it the right time or when is it the wrong time? Because I see both sides. I see wanting to protect the relationship. Things are better in private. Can't get messy. People can't mess them up. But then when you don't post the person, it's like, what are you hiding? Or like, what are you ashamed of? Or what do you not want people to know? Like, are you still out there doing your whatever that you don't want people to know I exist? So I wanted everybody's opinion. Yes or no?
All right, so what do y'all think? Should you post your partner on social media or not? Post your partner on social media or not? How do you feel about this? Listen, monitoring spirits are real. Okay, monitoring spirits are real. Let me see how many monitoring spirits she got, right? She's asking for someone. She's got 14 million monitoring spirits. Right? Let's see what's going on her page, actually. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look. While you're answering that, hold on one second. Sorry about that. All right. So, should we, it's a whole nother conversation where Indomie generation people feel like we shouldn't. Indomie generation people feel like you can't take dating relationship advice from married people because they've been out the game. I was looking at a conversation about that yesterday, and I was like, interesting. It's precisely one of the very few reasons why we decided to name the book Get My Marriage Back at the time. Name of the book says Get My Marriage Back, How to Save and Fix Your Broken Marriage. We wanted to spell that out because anybody who is not thinking marriage, I can't help you, because honestly, you probably don't need any help if you're not thinking marriage. What's the point, right? Just live your life, right? Just live your life, right? And I think it's better that you live your life too. Make it easier for everyone so that we can know the ones so we can face forward, right? Face front. Anyway, but this is a dating question now. You're dating a person. She's divorced. I think she's divorced from some years of marriage, actually. She has a son with Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, basketballer. So she says, should you post a new partner, or is there a time? That's the son. Is there a time that you should post on social media, or is there a time you shouldn't post? Maybe after 6 months, right? After 6 months. So let me ask you guys, ladies in the chat, if you think. I think that question actually is about 4 different ways. See, those questions, they try to pose them as it's black and white. It's never black and white, okay? The question is asked to 2 different types of people already by default. There are 2 genders, right? So a man or a woman, you say, well, it's not that different. No, it's all different. Man, woman experience is different. It's completely 2 different things. There's no way to cap and put out all in the same thing, all right? That would be literally precisely capping, big time, okay?
Stop the cap.
Yeah. So now, with that being said, should a man post his girlfriend on social media? If you think it's a yes, put a 1 in the chat. If you say it's a 0, so you can protect the relationship, that's what she said. You don't want your business out there, put a 0. Man, particularly men now, right? Should they post, if this was your brother, your uncle, your sister, or yourself as a man, would you advise these people, including yourself, 1, post your girl on social media. 0, don't do it. There's 14 million monitoring spirits following at least Lala all by herself. And all of these people, Ojun Fashoya, don't do it, right? Put a 0 if you disagree on that. And let's handle that from that standpoint. First, let me see. Okay, Lala. It's just this caricature body. His body is made from a factory. She used to be so beautiful. I don't know, the body, the body's just gone to the factory and come back already. And I'm not a fan of that, okay, personally. Anyway, but she's still beautiful. Let's keep going here. Chinye says, personally, it's no one business. I will post when I'm married. Oh, so you're saying once there's marriage, you will post. Before marriage, Jinko, you don't want to. She said, I won't post when I'm dating. Everything shouldn't be out there. Okay, so now as a lady, or your advice to your sister, right? Would you, if you think they should post, right, as soon as they're comfortable, as soon as they're comfortable, it could be day 1 or it could be once after they've married, right? As soon as they're comfortable, don't look at the public. Don't worry about monitoring spirit, just post. Because this issue is coming down to what the public think, right? That's what it's coming down to. Like, what is it that the public can steal your boyfriend, or they can start nosing. You don't want to hear anybody's opinion, but it's about the public. Or if that's how you're thinking about this, you're thinking about the public, not about yourself, not about how comfortable you are. And I think, to understand social intelligence, you should be worried about the general social construct of things. Not worried, but you should consider it, right? All right. Chia says she was a little thicker and nice. Yep. You know how I love it. I told my babysitter way back not to post, right? So don't post. So Chinya said don't post. So even as a lady, don't post, right? Wait until at marriage. I think what I'm hearing is only Chinya that's talking. What I'm hearing, and you can leave your comments too if you're watching replay later, right? What I'm getting is that at marriage, you feel safe that this is going to last. See, she hasn't mentioned that yet, right? She didn't mention that, well, there's the fear of maybe it won't last, maybe it will last. Is that the real issue? Nobody ever talks about the real issue. They always talk about the symptoms, the surface stuff, right? Just don't do it, right? It's none of anybody's business. Is it about the none of your business, or you have fear that what if it doesn't last, Inko? Right? What if it doesn't last? Right? Yep, I think that's what it's about. I mean, argue with me if you can. I think it's about what if it doesn't last. I think that decision, or the source of that question, is fear in the first place. The source of that question is fear. So let me go back here. Let me go back to here and play that video. Let's play it again.
Post your partner on social media. That was a topic that came up at a dinner I was at, and everybody had different opinions on it. Like, so if you're in a relationship with somebody, should you post them on social media? A lot of guys was like, nah, I'm not gonna post my girl on social media. I don't want everybody in my business. I don't want people to know that. But then the females that
I don't want anybody in my business. I don't want anybody to know that. There's another question, layer of question there. Why don't you want anybody to know that? The answer to that question is, now we're getting closer to the real issue. The issue is not that you don't want anybody to know that. You don't want anybody to know that is valid, but that's not the main issue. The next question is that, why is it that I don't want anybody to know that, right? If the answer to that question is fear-based, oh wait, I actually comment here. Oh, I actually left a comment. I didn't realize I left a comment. I said, if that's what you're thinking about in a relationship, someone already doesn't feel safe. Oh, interesting. I forgot I said that. Look at that. Look at God. Right? Follow Men of Prestige on Instagram. This is my personal, iTalksB. But follow Men of Prestige on Instagram. Okay? If that's what you're thinking about in a relationship, someone is already not feeling safe. I don't know who is it. I don't have the details, but yeah, there shouldn't be room to be thinking about that. But there is. I'm fantasizing, right? There is room to think about why. Why is this the overwhelming thought suddenly, right? Why don't you want to post? Let's continue.
At the table, we're saying that the only reason guys don't want to post them is because they don't want other girls to know they're in a relationship. This way.
So the girls are saying, well, he doesn't want to show me up because he still want to be out there, right? So even if you disagree that, no, it's not fair, I just don't want my business out there. There's another layer to this, okay? Because there's another human being involved. That person is thinking you don't want to post me because you still want to be out here in the street. You still want to be for the streets, basically, right? So now they will have fear. So even if you didn't have fear, even if Allah is wrong and you don't have fear, potentially the other person is going to have fear that you're not posting me. That means you're still fooling around, which means, right, you can end up in your whole relationship, if you have one at all, can end up, maybe it's already in the pot. Listen, I'm telling you, fear can be a good motivator, but when it comes to this romantic emotional issues, if you're operating from a place of fear, you gotta be careful, right? So even when you don't mean to, you have to also consider, is your actions, are your actions creating fear in the other person? Something to consider, right? Sometimes they won't tell you because they don't want to be forward, right? They don't want to tell you so that you don't start to feel like they're needy or clingy, because I wouldn't be the first to tell you to post me either, okay? So I might just choose to go another direction if I've waited long enough. It's something that bothers me, but yeah, I'll let you do you, right? I might just take another measure, right, to make myself feel better, specifically, precisely my feelings. Yes, about the fact that you're not posting me after a certain period of time. Your period might be longer than I need to feel secure in that relationship, to feel secure in what we got, right? Is it your fault that I will use another measure? No, it is never your fault. In fact, you have the right to do you.
You're right.
You have the right to do you, right? But I have the right also to do me, right? Whatever that means. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
If you don't post your partner, you could still be out there doing your thing. And then a lot of girls said, I don't post my man on social media because I don't want everybody in my business. I want to protect my relationship. That's how things get messy.
Oh, that's how things get messy. What do you mean by messy, right? You don't post your boyfriend, your new boyfriend of about 7 months dating, but you're thinking about how that's how things got messy. It could mean so many things, and it doesn't have to be a matter of fault. But the bottom line is that you don't feel safe with the idea of posting your new man or your man of 7 months, or you don't feel safe. What exactly are you afraid of? I'm not afraid of nothing. It's just, it's the streets, Well, I'm just saying, what exactly are you afraid of? You might want to answer that question in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I afraid of, right? Now, is it a must that you must post somebody? No. Remember what I said in this comment. I said, if that's what you're thinking about, if this is not a thought at all, you're not posting and you're not thinking about it, maybe you're not a social media person. Everything I'm saying for the past 5 minutes is not applicable to you. It's just not who you are. Because I can hear it right now. I can hear it in my spirit. Somebody said, but what about those that are not really social media person? We're not talking about you. We're not talking about you. We're talking about when this becomes a thing. That means you are deliberately holding off doing what you would typically do if fear was not part of that. It was not part of the formula, right? That's what we're talking about. See, I knew it. I see through you.
So like should you post your partner on social media or should you not? Also, is there like a deadline? Like, okay, well, we've been dating for 6 months.
She has said the deadline is marriage. If the marriage is 1 month in, then I can post. If the marriage is 10 years in, then I can post. That's what she said. I don't know if she changed her mind yet. I'll come to the chat in a second.
So now you should post me on social media. Like, what is the time frame? Like, when is it the right time or when is it the wrong time? Because I see both sides. I see wanting to protect.
It's not about right time or wrong time. I think you are right, whatever you choose to go with here.
You're right.
It's about even when you do the right thing. Please help me hit the like button, share, subscribe. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe it's the topic, but nonetheless, we're working, right? It's not about the right time or the wrong time. You're not committing any crime. You're doing you, right? It's about when you are doing what you consider to be the right thing, are you creating the results that you want, particularly in romantic relationships, in emotionally based relationships, which is all of them, by the way, all of them, every single one of them. Okay, right? So are you creating the result that you want? That's really what the question is about. But Patrick, I see you'll come to you in a few.
The relationship. Things are better in private. Can't get messy. People can't mess them up. But then
It's true, things are better in private to a large extent for celebrities, okay? But there's also okay, I hear caps more here, okay?
Stop the cap.
All right, so if we're in your house, right, you put pictures on the wall. You put pictures on the wall. Once upon a time, those are the pictures. You have an album that you bring out for your visitors to see, right? There are some households, believe it or not, no, don't bring our pictures out. Oh. In fact, we don't have TV in our house and we only drink water in our house. We don't do pictures, we don't do things like that, right? I don't know if they still do that in Nigeria, but some people did that, right? And they're like, yeah, we don't, that's worldly things. So there's a little cap there. Most normal people, they have 1 or 2 regular pictures at barbecue, just living life, selfie at church on Sunday. They have something. Those are the people we're talking about, okay? So keeping things private, we're talking about someone you spend a lot of your life, literally time with. There's no picture of them on your wall at all, and your page is not for commercial purposes. This is your personal page. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about Lala. We get that Lala is a celebrity. We're talking about normal people, right? At least every other month you come back and post something else. You post a little something, right? So now it's been 3 years and there's not a leak of a single picture on your page of that person, and there's picture of everybody else. Yes, stop the cap. Let me finish this real quick.
and when you don't post a person, it's like, what are you hiding? Or like, what are you ashamed of? Or what do you not want people to know?
That's the
like,
question.
Are you still out there doing your whatever that you don't want people to
What are you afraid of? What are you hiding? These are the main.
know I exist. So I wanted everybody's opinion. Yes or no.
If that's what you're thinking, okay, I said that. I was the one that said that. I just want to read this one comment. Toya Johnson said, I say whatever works for that couple. This is always a wrong answer. Okay, quote me anywhere you go in life, okay? When we're talking about this kind of conversation, somebody goes in and they lead with whatever works for you. It's always, see, I don't often say wrong, okay? I don't often say wrong. I think we're all right. You're right. But that's wrong. You're wrong. That's not what we're talking about. Okay? That's not what we're talking about. I said, no. There's there's a real conversation here, and it has nothing to do specifically with the posting. It's about the fear. It's about relationships that are built on fear today, which is why they're all crumbling. Okay? I say whatever works for that couple. I get both sides. I say post if you guys want to post. That's the problem. Any you guys advice, they end up straight immediately. Anytime you hear somebody giving advice and they say you guys, end up straight in the bottle. Okay? Immediately. Because there's no such thing. It doesn't exist. All right? There's no such thing. There's no such thing as you guys. It's a dance, okay? And somebody is leading at any one moment in time. It can look like it's synchronized to you when you're looking from the outside, but somebody has done some work to make it look that way, okay? Sometimes you're down, the other person is up, okay? So you guys, I'm destroying that advice immediately. I say post if you guys want to post, and if you all right, sorry about that. My mom came into the house. Jesus. All right. I didn't post my husband for the first year. See, it's obvious. We could have predicted where the advice is coming from. Let me bring Brother Patrick up real quick. So that I don't leave him behind there. Brother Patrick, I see you, sir.
Yeah, Lala.
Yes, sir. Hold on. I didn't post my husband. So this was obvious from the beginning of the first line. I said post if you guys want to post. And if you want to keep people out of your business, don't post. And then she goes ahead to not tell how we chose not to post. She said, I didn't post my husband for the first year of dating, not because I was hiding him. It's because I had just ended a public relationship and wanted to keep things private as long as I could. Just do whatever works. And then she ended to do whatever works for you. What if what works for you does not work for the other human being who is in that equation, right? So we now end up in the same back to square one, right? But Patrick, left you, sir. Need my advice here.
Wow,
How are you, sir?
thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Happy weekend.
Yeah, you see what I posted in my comment? We were number one. It has to do with.
Oh, hold on. I'm just seeing your comment for the first time. Hold on, let me read it. Why not keep it for a while? It has to do where you're coming from. That's a good point. I won't judge whoever did not post. All right, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, it has to do with where somebody is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm not going to judge anybody for doing that, you know.
Which means you are saying the same thing I said, which is their right, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes, nobody's going to hold you accountable for that. And you know, like Facebook, you can change your status by saying engage or whatever. You know,
How complicated?
Married. Yes, married, so that people will be, you know. So, like some people commented, it might be fear or maybe not trust, or you know, when maybe I'm going to give you an example. You know, back in Nigeria, I dated a foreign student. She came with a group of students.
Okay.
She liked me.
Okay.
And you know, the first thing she told me, she said, please, Patrick, I don't want to be close to any of my friends.
She wants to keep it under wraps.
Yeah, no, she doesn't trust the friends.
She doesn't trust the friend, but so she wants to keep it secret.
Yes, she's a kind of nurse. I said, no, please, can you do me a favor? And you know, we are a group, we are friends, we are students together. I never expected that from her. That please, and those ladies too are my friends, but she kind of liked me.
Right.
I went for her. So it started, it's been long. More than 30 years. We're talking about 35 years. So,
I figure.
so she was like, no, I said, okay. And you know something happened recently. One of my daughters in Nigeria, I made a comment on her Facebook. So I saw that the thing disappeared. Now it texted on WhatsApp, say, I hope, please, I took it off. I don't want somebody to tag you and begin to request for friends.
Right.
Like, what? So that is what is happening. You know, people psych, they look at people on Facebook like, so if somebody doesn't post, it's okay.
Right. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. It's just trying to understand for certain people why not. Or, you know, if the why not, like, for example, I'm reading the comment now, and some of this why not is like, listen, I've dated a few people in the last few years. Let me keep this one under wraps. Now, that's understandable. If you notice, if you don't want to, like, you just finish, like, it to feel like, because human beings are very judgmental on social media for real. Even if it's 6 months ago, they are saying it's too quick, that you moved on too quick, you're posting somebody else already. especially if that last relationship was somebody they really knew with you, right? So that's understandable now. Go ahead, sir.
So it depends on circumstances. Everything is, you have to apply wisdom. How
Exactly.
you guys met, the circumstances at which you met, the people around, and every other thing.
Did you see what Natu post? Natu said my ex and I were posted then, and he still went ahead and impregnated 2 different ladies. So I would say wait till after marriage. Wahala.
Yeah, so you can see now.
Yeah. So the circumstances. Yeah.
Yeah. So it depends on somebody.
Yeah. I think the why, which is what I said earlier, is more of the information that you want to assess. Just make sure that it's coming from a place that you've properly assessed, because that why is connected to everything else. You remember, I keep talking about fear-based relationship, right?
Yeah.
And I said this is not just about posting on the internet. The reason behind it is not just about the internet. Make sure it's not connected to other areas of your life, because if you're moving in fear in a relationship, it'll haunt you anyway, you know. And that's the part I'm digging through here. That's true too about possibility of their partner being out here in these streets. Yeah, so now that fear, right? If you don't want to post and somebody's indulging in that, she doesn't want to post, I'm good. I get to still be out in the streets, right? So, but if it's based on fear, right? If it's not based on fear, you don't post. You don't worry. You feel safe with them anyway, you know. But if the real reason is fear, there's a good chance that fear is also blinding you from a blind spot, which is that person may not even be committed to you like that, and you don't know because, you know. Yes, sir. All right, I think you reposted it has to do with, okay, I think I read that already. Social media is vicious, I beg. Last year, we did not post for our 6th wedding anniversary, and some people were speculating something is wrong. God no go let us see bad thing. It's called monitoring spirit for a reason now.
You know, let me give you an example.
Yes, sir.
My wife likes picture a lot. But she would say, please don't post. But me, I don't care. I post.
Yeah, but you guys are from another era entirely too, right? So if you guys are not posting, it's most likely not attached to what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's at least one of you is not even into it at all. Like, what's that? You want to post? Post it, look on me, right? But once one person is very particular, either about posting or not posting, the problems are deeper. That's the point.
You're right.
If one person say, you never post me or don't post me, either of the two, it doesn't matter. The problems are deeper than the internet.
There's an undertone to that.
There's something else going on there. And that's why I say, ask the wise. The wise might be nothing, it's just me. Then as long as you feel safe, you rock on forward, you keep moving, right? So let's you wanted to add more to this, or we should move on to the next story, sir?
Let's move on.
Okay, all right, we'll be right back, people. That was a nice one.